Tensions remain high surrounding the construction of the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion. Alberta and the federal government continue to be at odds with BC. And now Saskatchewan's premier says the province will be taking legislative action to stop the flow of their oil to BC. Gina Martin has the details.
Saskatchewan's premier says he will follow suit with his Alberta counterpart when it comes to introducing legislation which would cut off the province's flow of oil to BC if an agreement can't be reached.
The province of Saskatchewan would be the next logical place for British Columbia to look for fuel products. So we'll be looking at this legislation a little more closely, and we'll be introducing our own piece of legislation in the next number of days, not weeks, but days.
Despite an emergency meeting between BC, Alberta, and the federal government on Sunday, BC Premier John Horgan stands firm on his concerns surrounding the pipeline.
Our tourism industry would be severely compromised with an adverse diluted bitumen spill.
Alberta Premier Rachel Notley and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau have made statements about seeking financial arrangements with Kinder Morgan to reassure investors.
I have instructed the Minister of Finance to initiate formal financial discussions with Kinder Morgan.
Meanwhile, Saskatchewan's finance minister isn't sure if dollars will make a difference.
We just need him to step up in the plate and prove to us that we are a nation that's united.
There's division coming from the Canadian Taxpayers Federation when it comes to taxpayers footing the bill to keep the pipeline project on track.
Throwing taxpayer money on this bonfire of a debacle is not going to solve it. What we need to do is get the politicians in the same room and tell them they can't come out until they've got a solution.
Alberta and Saskatchewan are upping the ante with legislation that will ultimately leave BC's oil taps dry if its stance doesn't change. An ultimatum Mo hopes doesn't have to come to fruition.
We hope it doesn't come to this. We truly don't. This is not a conversation that we want to be having as a province of Saskatchewan. We want to have a conversation on how we can continue to enhance our opportunities here in Saskatchewan to enhance the economy, not just in Saskatchewan, but across Canada.
Kinder Morgan has given the federal government a deadline of May 31st to reassure its investors the pipeline will be built. Gina Martin, CTV News, Regina.